Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you so much for your subscription. Tyson and I just got back from a beautiful walk. It is cold and icy, and I just want to celebrate how important it is to quell the mind. As I was walking around the neighborhood, my mind was going like crazy, thinking about all the possibilities. That's when I realized how important literally to restore, to breathe, and to meditate. So let's do this together. I'd like for all of you to have a yoga blanket, and there are links that I can celebrate with you where you can purchase all the yoga paraphernalia. You go to my website to affiliations, and there is the yoga warehouse where you can purchase any of these props. Okay, today I'd like us to just chillax, meaning grounding the self. So take your bolster lengthwise on your yoga mat. You can use the bird's eye view for that. And then your blanket for your head, and simply just a little bit of a recline in a sense of just opening up the chest. Now, if the bolster is too big for you or you don't have a bolster, you can always roll a blanket up, literally like this, along your spine. Make sure that it's long enough. All kinds of possibilities. And again, I'd like to communicate with you one-on-one as a subscriber. So if you ever want to email me any of the questions that you have, that's how we'll get to know each other. And that's how this community works. We celebrate each other in our sovereignty. Okay, so if you have any personal questions pertaining to your yoga practice, please feel free to email me. So this 20-minute breath and meditation practice, we're going to go right into it. Literally laying down, head supported, bolster there. If you have a second bolster and you want to place it underneath your knees, please do so. Okay, and for those that are new to the subscription, I am Teresa Gagnon, your yoga guide. Let us begin. So first of all, when I lay back, it might be uncomfortable. So find out where your lumbar spine can meet the bolster or have some space. And then you slide the blanket so that your chin stays in a connection towards the neck, meaning your neck is neutral. Okay, it takes a little bit of getting used to this. The one thing I see in class is that the chin tends to extend up and beyond, creating a extension of the neck. You want to keep your neck neutral, just like that. And then opening up your arms, and you can either bend your knees and let your knees fall in towards each other if that's best for your lower back. Some of you can extend your legs out. Make sure there's no yoga paraphernalia in your way or yoga stuff. Make sure that your feet are free to windshield wipe and release. And again, if you want a bolster underneath your knees for support for your lower back, that's awesome as well. So let us begin. Once you get comfortable, opening the heart chakra, opening that chest, allowing the intercostal ribs here to expand and contract with every breath. So we'll begin once you settle into your posture, into your shape. Find the breath, like stay with the breath. I like to begin the breath by just really feeling it, like the consciousness of being in the breath, the consciousness of feeling it, moving it in and out. And then oftentimes when my mind is wandering, I like to count the breath. So inhaling, that breath is 1. Exhaling, breath is 2. Closing the eyes, inhaling, the breath is 3. Exhaling as 4. As you close your eyelids, you can continue to count. When we close our eyelids, we look inward towards the self, and it may be busy. It may be, maybe you're in a state of mind where you're afraid to close your eyes. Keep your eyes open and gaze towards the tip of the nose. It's okay wherever you are. Meet yourself where your needs are, and then we work from there. So again, laying down in your posture that supports you, connecting with the breath, closing the eyes or drishti, giving yourself permission to wiggle into this now static position. Once you count to 10, your breath, then start all over from 1 to 10, settling into your bones. My mantra for today is literally exhale. It's when I follow my exhalation and I am aware of my exhalations, I bring myself to myself in the now, and that's where my peace is. So I'm really focusing on my breath today, exhaling, especially during these very curious times when the world is in such an unknown and divide. The one thing I do know is that I am a gift, I am the creator, I am the decider, and I'm the leader of my own journey, and so are you. So taking this time to be with yourself, to let go of all the external factors, all the things that we have no control of. The one thing we do have control of is ourself and our choice to be in our sovereignty. So coming home to yourself, connect with your mind's eye, connect with your breath, connect with the bones, the tissue of your being. Allow your shoulders to soften. Your shoulders are soft. Allow your lower back and your gluteal flesh and your heels to soften. They are softening and resting. Allow that the breath is fluid, fully in and out. Coming home to the self is the important practice of yoga. And reminding yourself that yoga is life and life is yoga. So stay with the breath. And again, for those that are all over the place, I understand beginner minds can be all over the place. I do offer the invitation to count your breath from 1 to 10. If you'd like to begin with me and start all over again and stay with me in the breath, or just go at your own pace, please do so. For those beginning, let us do this. 1 big breath in. That is 1. Exhaling is 2. Inhale at 3. Exhaling at 4. Inhaling at 5. You've got it. Follow the rhythm. Exhale at 6. Soften. In breath 7. Out breath 8. In breath 9. Out breath 10. So again, we begin from 1 to 10. Go at your own pace. Keep your mind's eye focused inward. Eyes closed or drishte. What is your mantra, your intention, your prayer? It can be as complex as a mantra that someone has taught you. Om Namah Shivaya. I am peace, I am joy, I am light. Whatever your mantra is. Allow your heart to stay open. If any time your body feels pain, navigate it until it's out of pain. Know the fine line between pain and discomfort. For the beginners, it is most often uncomfortable. Know the difference between pain and discomfort. Propping yourself up will help alleviate pains until you are in a state of perhaps more comfort, and even a little bit of discomfort will lead you into comfort as you stay with your fullness of your breath in and out. It is a discipline, it is a practice, and it's not meant to be painful. Deciphering the difference in your mind's eye, the difference between pain, suffering, and discomfort and discipline. Stay with me. It's just a 20-minute practice of discipline, loving yourself, slowing down, being here now with all that you are. There is no right, there is no wrong, there's just you. Be in the full glory of yourself. This is the practice of a yogi. In and out breaths, make them audible, make them sound, make them vibrate. You are the leader. You get to decide. Yawning is a great way to express your being. Stay with it. Choose to navigate clear into your mind's eye, a state of peace, by just looking inward If you've decided to close your eyes, just look at the back of your eyelids. Right between your eyebrows is a great space, right into the pineal gland. Keep on softening, surrendering. Each breath brings you closer to the center of your being, releasing agitations, releasing annoyances, releasing the chatter of your mind. Stay with your practice. You are at peace. Stay with your mantra. In and out breath. For example, I am peace as I in breath, and I am peace as I out breath. For me, I'm focusing on exhalations. So as I in breath, I remind myself to exhale. You got it. Stay with it. You could play with your hands. Your thumbs could touch each finger pad. You could stretch your fingers. You can gnarl your fingers, expand your fingers, contract your fingers, just the same as your ankles and your toes. If you feel there's agitation and being still is too complex at this time, then move your hands and your fingers and your toes. You've got it. And then find your way back to stillness. Stay with your mind's eye. Keep on focusing in towards the mind's eye. Stay very connected and focused towards your breath. If you feel that you've wandered into your mind's eye and beyond what is the focus of being here now and into a storyline, it's never too late to come back to the belly breathing. You can even pat your ribs and your belly. Sometimes I like to wrap my thumb and index finger and other fingers around my waist to remind myself to breathe into the fullness of my lungs, allowing each lobe of my lungs to expand. If you have heart issues, if you have gut issues, you have any dis-ease in your body, the most important and beautiful and simplest antidote for any disease is to come back to the breath and the fullness of your breath. When we breathe fully into the diaphragm, expanding our rib cage, massaging our heart and lower abdomen and all of the organs in our gut, we are truly doing ourselves a great service besides drinking water and being present. This is mindful meditation, awareness of breath, and being in the presence of our totality of our body, our mind, and of course our spirit, soul. So really feeling the fullness of your breath, being very aware of its effects in the whole body, expanding the rib cage, massaging all the major organs as we breathe as fully as we can in and out. This is the presence of being. Learning to come home and hone in towards ourselves. letting go of all the external chatter, all of what the other part of this being and world is a part of, meaning everything outside of ourselves, relationships, how we relate internally towards ourselves, giving ourselves this peace and this kindness and this massage of belly breathing is the most important um, practice you could do for yourself, coming home to the self. So for the next moments, again, I will silence myself as you find your way with your in and out breath. Maybe it's a count from 1 to 10, maybe it's a massaging of the tummy and the side ribs, the intercostal ribs, maybe it's stillness, and maybe it's bent knees and letting your knees settle in towards each other. You decide what your shape is for you to be in this meditative state for the next 5 or so minutes. Just chillax, being here now in your mind's eye. Feel the breath. Feel the surrender, the letting go. Stay with your mind's eye. Stay with your mantra. Surrender. Be here now. The sound of Om, Ah, O, is a beautiful way to hone in to consciousness, to love, and to the frequency of the totality of our beings, of the universe. The sound of Om. You could do it lightly, chanting it towards yourself, in yourself, of yourself. And you can also send that Om, that frequency, out into the outer world by making it audible, if that works for you. The sound of Om. Om. I invite everyone to slowly navigate your knees bent, feet as wide as your mat if they're not already. Just take your time to do that. You can spread your toes, you can rotate your ankles as you bend your knees. Keeping your arms splayed out, just start to navigate your knees to one side as you exhale, hinging into the inner and outer edge of your feet, keeping your spine still elongated on the bolster. On your in-breath, bring your knees to center, reassess your feet and your bum, and then exhale your knees to the other side, just as deeply as they'll go, keeping both shoulders down, keeping your spine still on the bolster, except for the lower back, of course, will twist. Do that a couple more times at your own pace. In breath, knees to center, exhale, knees to a side. You can start to move your face in opposite direction of your knees, creating a spinal twist. That helps us to negotiate some of that toxic and carbon dioxide that's stale, and energy and oxygen that's stale in the body. So when we twist, we eliminate, we release. Keep that fluidity moving. Windshield wiping, adjusting. So remember the knees, windshield wipe to a side. On the exhalation, you could turn your face in the opposite direction of the knees. Knees and face go towards the center on the in-breath. Take your time. And the exhalation brings your knees and your face to the opposing sides. Oh, audible sounds are so welcomed. If you feel an urgency to reach your arms far overhead, you do you. You'll start to really listen to your body and navigate it as you organically become fluid with your inner frequencies. On your next in and out breath, when you're ready to navigate yourself completely off of your props, hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a loving hug. Thank you, gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Feel the curve of your spine in this fetal position using your arm as a pillow. Excuse me. Gather your knees closer to your chest. Sometimes you cough, sometimes there's gurgles, sounds. And when you're ready to root that top arm and extend that top leg, pressing yourself up very gingerly and slowly to find your way into a seat. Sometimes I like to just move my props out of the way so that I can find that bolster to sit on. Find your way into your cross leg or any seat that works for you. Sitting up nice and tall, reset the button and just take a moment of such gratitude. Opening your wingspan, your arms as proudly as you can open up and say yes to being in the sovereignty of your being and surrendering and taking this time out each time you come to the mat just to note that you are awesome. Exhale your hands into your heart center in Anjali Mudra, and let's end this beautiful meditation, restore breath practice with the sound of Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Deep breath in. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om is the universal sound of love, connection to everything, and Shanti means peace. May you be at peace with yourself. May you be at peace with the external world, no matter where it is in its doubts, and may you be at peace universally beyond. Namaste. From my light to your light, let us continue to celebrate our practices together. Again, I am here for you. Any emails are totally appreciated if you need some personal one-on-one or you have questions that need to be answered. Again, go to the website and connect to affiliations to purchase anything that you may see here that you might need. And it's easy just to order online. Thank you. From my light to your light. See you in the next episodes. And where'd my little Tyson go? He probably went to find the kids to see if they're up. Until next time, namaste.